Hey, Ultra Legal Warriors. In this video, I'm going to cover something that keeps happening more and more often. What if you're in a situation where you're accused of a crime, or someone you know is, and the other side keeps putting bad things about you online? They're putting stuff on Twitter, or on Instagram, or on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but that's one that I see a lot with clients coming to me complain about. And this could also happen for protection orders or any type of claim. What do you do about it? What won't work? What might work, and what are the downfalls if you're in the pitfalls if you try to do something about it? You might be surprised by my answer. So if you're interested in this area of the law, stay tuned. This is the video for you. My name is Attorney Lance Fryrear. I'm a defense attorney in Linwood, Washington. My law firm's been defending people charged with crimes all throughout Washington State for more than 25 years. And I'm putting out these videos to help educate the public. So if you find this useful, please like and please subscribe. More people get to see it. More people get the help they need. Now I'm just going to jump right into it. This is happening more and more often. It probably happens weekly now, where we get contacted either by a client or by someone in the public, and the complaint will be, and it's a rightful complaint, hey, somebody is posting bad things about me online, typically on some type of social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Meta, and they are slandering me in a certain way. Can't I sue them for slander? Or can't I, get at them for harassment because of what they're doing to me? Can't you stop it? Can't you make them take it down, Lance? And the answer is, for a couple reasons. Usually, no, we can't make people take things down. And you have to think about it if you decide if you want to react through the legal system. Because oftentimes when you focus on whatever's being posted, it's sort of getting the attention that person wants. It's pushing them more into their victim mindset, right? They're posting stuff online because they think they're a victim, right? And the more that somebody responds to it, the more likely it's going to intensify and continue and re-victimize that person who's posting all the lies online. So what are some examples? Example would be someone claims that they suffered an SA, and they start putting online about how this person has committed this crime against them. And then their friends, in a juvenile situation especially, they start to, chime in. They did this, and they did this, and they did this to me too. It starts to spiral. Now it gets really tough, right? In this example at school, the suspect person's being bothered all the time, and we get somebody who wants to try to stop it. Lance, file an anti-harassment order and take that down. Well, usually that type of idea to go after somebody for posting their beliefs about what happened. Now, there are situations where we can do that, like if they're revealing certain information, they're encouraging the public to go out and commit vandalism against somebody's property, and they're encouraging crimes. That's something that isn't protected by free speech. But a lot of this stuff is, under the statute of Washington State, protected as free speech. People generally can state their opinion about what happened. They can state their opinion. And what we usually tell people to do is, hey, take some screenshots, keep track of what they're saying, because we may need to use that later. And sometimes we can show, if the authorities get involved, inconsistencies or that someone's unhinged on the other side. But usually we're going to say, hey, we're just going to let it die down, because guess what? It almost always, actually in my law firm, always has died down over time on its own and sort of extinguished itself over time. Because if we don't pay it the attention that the person wants, they're not going to get as much out of it. And if we don't look for it ourselves, we probably don't even need to worry about it at that point. Now, if it runs into a situation where they're asking people to do things against you, they're publicizing your private address and things like that, asking them to do things, maybe in that situation we'd want to think about some type of anti-harassment order, because then their conduct is getting outside of the realm of free speech. So from the legal side, people always say sue for defamation, stuff like that. Well, if you can show damages, right, you can show that you've been damaged, and you can show that it's a falsehood and that it's knowingly false and it's not just an opinion, after 2 or 3 years and tens of thousands of dollars, maybe you can recover 10 cents, right? So it sounds good, we're angry about it, but in the real world, unless you're Johnny Depp or someone like that and have you've got that, movie you didn't get for the $50 million now because you got defamed, well, it probably isn't going to go where you want it to go. So that's something we want to keep in mind. So what are some things you could do? Well, typically we're going to suggest that clients, if they want to go after taking something down, take a look at the terms of service of the media, social media type platform about what they allow and what they don't allow, right? There's certain things they allow, there's certain things they don't allow. And most of it nowadays, from my guess, my belief is that it's going to be artificial intelligence that does the first screening, right, of whether or not something gets taken down. So you react, take a look and say, hey, harassment's not allowed, hate words aren't allowed, whatever. You can write in there, that's what it is, right? And maybe AI just says, yeah, that's what it is, and they take it down because of that. It may eventually get to a human. Now, it's not an area of law that criminal defense attorneys practice. You should not expect your attorney to do anything to deal with these civil issues regarding social media, because it's outside of our our power hitting zone, right? Mariners are in the playoffs right now when you're watching this. Let's hope they're in the World Series, or maybe they lost, I'm not sure. So as far as what you can do, though, is you can look at those and see if you can make what they claim fall within the prohibited guidelines of that social platform, and then, ask them to take it down. And I've seen that work before. I've seen it work. And so you'd be surprised sometimes when these people go off against us online, it really does work out to benefit us in a couple of ways. One, it gives them an outlet. Besides going to the police or causing their life big problems otherwise, it gives them an outlet to get all of that out of their system with a way that, sticks and stones will break our bones type stuff, that, it's going to be temporary. We need to go through it. But if that's all we have to go through, some people said some bad things about us. That's pretty much the definition of society nowadays, right? And the second thing is if they act so unhinged on there, sometimes we can take that. I've seen cases where we've taken social media unhinged posts and showed it to a prosecutor and say, look, who's the crazy person here, my client or this person who seems unhinged, unrealistic, inconsistent? Sometimes they'll hurt their own claims by going so crazy online. And that's why, sometimes I don't want the stuff shut down, right? Even better, sometimes we'll have clients that, they've blocked the other side from contacting them. We want them unblocked, right? Send us all the nutsy stuff you can because we want to use that. Because remember, if we have a criminal case, the prosecutor's acting with limited information. If we can show something that looks, offensively harmful and unhinged by whoever's making this claim, guess what? They're people. That's going to affect their opinion of the whole thing and may actually 100% get your case dismissed if it's bad enough. So remember, look at some of these things. Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, and that's hard to take because when it's a lot when you're having that stuff posted about you. But remember, most of the time, if we take aggressive action against it, it's going to backfire. It's going to amplify it. It's going to make it last longer. It's going to make it worse. So, thick skin, right? What other people think about us is none of our business. And hopefully this storm too shall pass. But talk to your attorney. Different attorneys may have a different idea of how to handle things. We like to put out fires, lessen fires, by letting them smolder out in the criminal business because, again, we're going against the government. The government has a lot of power. We don't want to amplify any attention on our clients. So I hope you found that useful. If so, please like and please subscribe. More people get to see it. More people get the help they need. More importantly, if you have a criminal matter in Washington State, feel free to reach out to our firm. If we get on board, we'll listen to what happened, we'll identify a way forward. We will be there for you. Thank you.